Guys, self-love is the only infinite motivation. When you love something, when you love someone, you will go to any limit. You will do anything to dedicate yourself to prove that you love that something or someone. If you love yourself, you will do the assigned wake up. If you love yourself enough, you will hit that macro count every day. You will hit the gym every day. You will demonstrate self-love through action. Everyone says they love themselves until they have to drop the bottle, drop the smoke, and pursue their development and grow in life. All of you watch from the stadium and look at the field and ask, how can this person do something so phenomenal? How can this person be such a phenomenal individual in life? It's simply because that individual loves themselves enough to take it to the extra 100 miles every time. And when you break at the first mile and give up on yourself, that person kept walking. When the road was steep, when the road was bumpy and they were getting tired and the thoughts of giving up seeped in, they loved themselves enough to keep going. And so when we look at your personal development, you can say you love yourself, but if you aren't growing in every aspect of life every day, to wake up with the gratitude for life and to pursue that development, to develop yourself into a phenomenal individual, you do not love yourself. And you can say you do, but every time you pick up that bottle, every time you sleep in on your life, every time you neglect the responsibility of being a fucking primate, of going to the gym and keeping your health in a optimal state, to move like a fucking human being, to have the physiologic benefits of being a fucking human being, you guys are operating from deficits, not just mental deficits, but your mental deficits are manifesting externally. And so when we look at your body and you can't walk up a flight of fucking steps to save your fucking life, well, guess what, bitch? That weakness within you is leaking externally. And so this is a wake-up call to wake the fuck up, look in the mirror, and to love yourself enough to transform that. You have to understand that I'm not going to tell you something if you can't change it. But all of you are operating from deficits that you can transform and change. You can lose the weight. You just don't love yourself enough to lose the weight. And that's a harsh truth that you'll have to embrace to actually lose the weight. Every time you neglect the responsibility of hitting the macro count, getting the blueprint to lose the weight from somebody who obviously knows what the fuck they're talking about and what the fuck they're doing, to join the self-development community link in the description, to go straight into the fitness and nutrition section, and to read everything to lose your fucking weight. It's that simple. If you don't want to dedicate yourself to a higher purpose to transform yourself, you simply don't love yourself enough to do it. If you truly loved yourself, you would walk that extra 100 miles just to be a better person for yourself, to embrace the change you need to make, and to do everything to take steps towards that goal every day. To never give up on yourself when you feel like it's not working, but to seek from people who have done what you wanted to do to execute at higher levels than you thought you could do it. You have to understand that self-love is the only infinite motivation. And so when you ask, why does this person continue when they're about to collapse? How can David Goggins run 100 fucking miles? How can this individual lift 1,000 fucking pounds? It's simply because they love themselves so much that they will do that like it's fucking nothing. And every day they wake up with the intention to accomplish that goal. If you do something every day and then you have an intention so fucking potent and so you have so much tension pulling on the fabrics of space and time, I promise you, whatever the fuck you wanted to get done will get the fuck done. If every day you woke up with the intention such as the boiling pot, the alchemical formulation, the perfect recipe of a mind, to have a mind that is transformed into a boiling pot, to be the water in the pot, and to have the intention that keeps a fire on your ass to move towards that goal every day. If you have that, it's impossible to fail. But most of you guys want the result, but you don't want the fucking work. You see, the result is simply a byproduct of the work. So when you avoid the work, bitch, give me more of that shit. Every time you leave the shit undone, bitch, we completed that like it was fucking nothing because we love the suffering to the goal. You just want the goal. We want the suffering to the goal. You have to understand that if you want a goal, you're going to have to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to get out your comfort zone. You're going to have to become something more than you are. And for something to pressurize and to compress into something sharper like a diamond, to be compressed, to transform into something sharper, into something more valuable, you have to undergo suffering. You have to understand that when you suffer, you truly are revealed life. You truly can understand and take gratitude for the moments you're not suffering. And if you are suffering, your direction is to be in a position where you are not suffering. And to take steps towards that position every day is to emit infinite gratitude for every moment you overcome for yourself. So understand that if you are failing to move towards a fucking goal, well, it's simply because you don't love yourself enough to do it. And you need to embrace the cold hard truth, which is you are a bitch. And every time you fail to respond to the responsibility of doing what the fuck your soul told you to do, to lose the weight and not be a fat snack eating bare belly piece of shit bitch, to actually take accountability for that fat ass who keeps on polluting himself with the fucking food. I mean, you'll laugh at a junkie, you'll laugh at a drug addict, but you're addicted to food. So laugh at your fucking self before you judge people at a lower criteria than you. You have to understand that the only superiority is the conduction that you conduct yourself with. If you're not operating from superior conduct, bitch, you're just as bad as them. The only truth is superior conduct. To hold yourself accountable for everything negative and to always be the best version of you, aligned with the best outcome all the time. That is the only truth. Superior conduct. Drop the fucking vices. Embrace the truth, which is that you are a bitch and you lack self-love, which is the only infinite motivation to get what the fuck you need done in your life. If you are lacking in an aspect of life and you are not actively moving towards compensating and reimbursing yourself to compensate for that heap of a mess you neglect, is to be a failure and to not love yourself enough to make that change. It's that fucking simple. It's all facts. If you don't want to make the change is not gonna fucking happen. So look in the mirror long enough and ask yourself, why don't I make this change? You'll realize you're a lazy piece of shit and you lack the self-love to do it. Every day is wake up and be a better individual day. Every day is to grow in life. To not grow in life is to go against the nature of the universe. Since the universe fucking exploded, all it did was expand. For you to be birthed into the universe and to not expand but to contract is to go against the fucking nature of the universe. So do yourself a favor and don't go against the fucking nature of the universe, and maybe your life would be transformed into something enjoyable instead of sufferable. Peace!